Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review on the EP by the band Morbid. Yes, this is an EP, not an actual full-length album. It's a pretty kind of forgotten about band, mainly because they didn't release anything else other than this. I mean, yeah, there were a few demos, but the band didn't last too long. Yeah, so this is an EP released by the band Morbid. The album is called December Moon, and it was released in 1987. I can't tell if this is a re-release or not. It doesn't have any other date on here. So it might. No, this is probably a re-release. Looking at it now. Anyway. So the band members. Doesn't say on the back. Hold on. I know the name of one of the band members. Hold on, but trying to figure out. Here we go. Band members were Napoleon Pukes on guitar. Oh yeah, and these guys, of course, these are their stage names. They're not their real names. Anyway, so yeah, these are stage names, not real names. There's names that these guys came up with themselves. Anyway, Napoleon Pukes on guitar and backing vocals. Gehenna on guitar and backing vocals. Dr. Schitz on bass. Duritan on drums and vocals, and of course the legendary Dead himself on lead and backing vocals. Yes, you've heard me right. Dead, the same vocalist who would eventually be in the band Mayhem. I think this was one of, if not the first band he was ever in. Oh yeah, and there he is right there. Yeah, pretty different makeup, pretty different corpse paint makeup compared to the makeup he had in Mayhem when he was in Mayhem. Actually, this got really quick. In the little back area here, that's his corpse paint from when he was in Mayhem, and that's his corpse paint from when he was in Morbid. You could tell it's very different in the older style of his makeup. You could still clearly see his pupils, where in the more the look he was known for in Mayhem. There we go. Looks like he used some whited out contact lenses almost. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I'm Dead on vocals, and of course, like I said, he would eventually, soon after disbanding Morbid, he would leave to go join the band Mayhem. And everyone knows what happened after that. Anyway, so like I said, this is an EP. There's only 4 tracks. The first track is called My Dark Subconscious. This one's pretty good. It has a very interesting intro. It's like very, I don't know, honestly, not melodic, but it is very atmospheric. It's a pretty good song. I don't know, not much to say about this one, other than I do really love the atmosphere on it, and Dead's vocals are really. Yeah, I'll get to that later on, but Dead's vocals are really cool on this one. Next track number 2, Wings of Funeral. Definitely my favorite track on the EP. Believe it or not, it has a very catchy guitar solo. Not guitar solo, very catchy guitar riff in it, which you wouldn't really think there would be a catchy guitar riff in a black metal release. Considering that usually the guitars are just there to add to atmosphere, they aren't there to have catchy solos or riffs. But yeah, there's this really catchy riff in it, and has probably my favorite of Dead's vocals on a track on here. Oh yeah, Dead's vocals. Okay, so I was really blown away by his vocals because here's the thing: I've actually never listened to the band Mayhem, especially the earlier stuff with Dead. Mainly because I just never got around to it. I have so many albums I really need to catch up on. Oh, that's something I want to shoot. Anyway, I have so much stuff I want to catch up on that I never really got around to listening to anything from Mayhem. But I do know I know all the crazy shit that went down with the band. But yeah, Dead's vocals are like they blew me away first listen. Like they're nothing I've ever heard before in terms of vocals. Even black metal vocals for that matter. Like how do I describe? Like they're one of a kind, really. Like how do I describe it? Oh, I know how to describe Dead's vocals. Imagine if a snake learned to speak, but that snake also happened to be a smoker. That's the best way I could describe Dead's vocals. But yeah, the Wings of Funeral, track number 2, an amazing song and my favorite song from the EP. Track number 3, From the Dark, is also pretty cool. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Sorry, for some reason I just got I'm getting the intros to Wings of Funeral and From the Dark confused for some reason. But I think it was From the Dark that has a very interesting, almost mellow intro that you would think it's a calmer, maybe a ballad, maybe some kind of bizarre black metal ballad, but no, it actually picks up right after that and goes full speed, brutal on you, like out of the blue. But yeah, it's a really cool one. I love probably I'd say third most atmospheric on the album. I love it. Track number 4, the last track, Disgusting Simula. Probably it's definitely my least favorite. I don't know. It just feels like it. I think the EP should have ended with From the Dark, or maybe had a different track as the fourth and final track. I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, Disgusting Simula is not a bad song. It's just it's not that interesting until the very end, of course, where it's bizarre. Like at the very end, there's this sort of weird, almost choir-like thing where all members of the band sort of sing this weird demented choir where it's like, but like it's like almost like a sound of like demonic children going la 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 la. It's very bizarre, but meh. I mean, it's a memorable part, but the only memorable part of the last song. Um, but yeah. So that's about it. Um, Before I give my overall rating, I do have a few more things to say about this EP. First off, the back, it says recorded in 16 hours, December 5th to 6th, Anno Santanas, 1987, at Thunderlode Studio, Stockholm, Sweden. Engineered and produced by I can't even pronounce that name. It's either in Swedish or Norwegian. Um, and a cover art by Necrolord. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, the cover art, really cool cover art. It doesn't have that much of a diverse color palette. Just mainly dark blues and blacks, with a bit of white for the moon. It's really cool. It's like a castle, just in the mountains in the forest. and then there's the band logo, Morbid, right there. And then oh, and then also, I'm not gonna take the disc out again, but behind the disc is sort of, I guess, it says actually, I'm going to take it out. Hold on, so you guys can see. I've said it before. It says in memory to. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's sort of I guess a memorial to dead, but it says his actual name. But again, it's in Swedish, or either in Swedish or Norwegian, and I can't pronounce it. So I'm just gonna say in memorial to dead. January 16th, 1969 to April 8th, 1991. So it's a little tribute to dead. Um, and then the inside of the little booklet, it's mainly just um, hmm, the lyrics, and then just a little bit of information about the EP in the band. And then behind that, there's that. So overall, um, one of the better EPs I've come across. I think the only other EP that stands out to me is well, this one, and then Haunting the Chapel by Slayer. I haven't really come across any really noteworthy EPs. But this is pretty good. I it's not really full on black metal. Like, I don't think, like, the only, like, yeah, it doesn't feel like full on black metal. Like, again, this is '87, so black metal hasn't really been established quite yet. It's sort of like almost like proto black metal, like the beginnings, the blueprint for black metal. It has a more of a black and thrash kind of vibe to it, almost like Black and Thrash, but taken slightly to a higher level, slightly more aggressive, slightly more sinister level. But they implement very atmospheric and melodic parts too. So yeah, it's really cool. Um, so overall, a pretty good EP. I'm gonna give it a 6.9 out of 10. Do I think it's better than Haunting the Chapel by Slayer? No, but it's still a really good EP. Like I said, it does for the EPs that I have come across. This and then Haunting the Chapel by Slayer is like the only noteworthy ones I've come across so far. But yeah, it's a 6.9 out of 10. But yeah, so that's it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.